Right. Let's look at the part two. In this part, we'll learn how to show sources in your research papers. Okay, look at the structure of argument. This is what we saw, what we learned last week. Last week, we focused that our finding is super important. So we needed to argue for your finding, your point. But we also want to show that your point or finding is certainly based on certain data, right? Therefore, important thing is this. These data came from very reliable sources, okay? We want to say that these data are not bad data. These data are very good data, right? In order to say it, what should we do? We should make, we should insist, or we should explain that these data are based on this and that sources, okay? So this is why we need to tell or show sources of these works. Okay, then we're gonna have one section. We want to learn what authors, works, and publications mean, and why and how they are important. As I explained in the first lecture, we will be using MLA style, modern linguistic association style. Okay, this is the very one of the most general and common style of writing research papers. So we want to use this style. Okay, look at this image. Suppose you wrote a paper and you showed figure 1 in this way. And from where does this figure 1 come from? This we need to explain in this part. Here, it is written Campbell, page 28 to 29. This means that in the Campbell's work, in its pages 28 and 29, this figure was shown. So the writer of this research report kind of copied it from this works by Campbell. Okay, this is what this phrase is showing. And after that, at the bottom of your papers, you need to show works cited. And in this place, you should show a detail of your source information. In this case, Campbell's work was titled as this, The Hero with 1,000 Faces. Okay, this was the title. So in short, this figure was shown first in this book, okay? And after that, looking at that figure, the author of this paper copied it into his or her paper, okay? This is what all these information mean. So we want to look at or learn how to do this, okay? This is going to be a little difficult, but I'm going to show you very basic style, a very basic way of using this style. So please learn it and remember how to use that. I have two slides. One, here I want to show how to show sources that are not in journals. Basically, you need to show author's name first. You need to show right period and single space. These period and spaces are very important, so please remember these rules. And then, if it was a book, the publication title should be written in italic form, okay? And after that, we use period. And published place follows. And you use a colon and single space. And publisher name, and a comma and a single space. And publish the year and period. Okay, if it was a book, all you need to write is this information. However, you probably want to use one of the, or one part, or one section of such books occasionally. In such a case, you need to show chapters title or articles titles. This should be written here. Work title comes right after the author's name. And you need to use double apostrophe. And you need to put the period before the lasting apostrophe. Okay? And then if it was an article, this is not necessary. But if it is not article, for example, if it was, if it is in picture or drawings or paintings or cartoons, then you need to show work type here. You need to say photograph or cartoons and so on. Okay, in such a case, there is an addition or editor. There is an editor in the in the book. So you need editor's name, and sometimes you need edition number too. Okay, so this is how you write the source information for articles in books or some publications. What if you read such articles on websites? In such case, you need to show when you read the website. And you need to show the URL of the web page. Okay. All these information is needed. Let's look at next slide. What if these articles were written in journals? Journals mean very specialist scientist journals. Okay, in such case, most of the items are the same as you see here. However, what follows is different from the previous slide. Let's look at that. Okay, first, you need to show volume number. Volume number. Do you know what volume means? Volume is the number of journals. For example, when you begin making journals, the first publication will be the volume 1, okay? And next year, you probably publish the second volume, right? So there is first volume and second volume, okay? This is the volume number. And after that, you need issue number. And you need to show the published year here. And in this case, you need a bracket, okay? You should get it bracketed. And you use a colon, single space, and page number, okay? So these second lines are very different apart from the previous slide. So when you are going to finish your writing papers, you need to double check these rules, okay? All of the students' papers should follow these rules, okay? Okay, so that's all about this section. Let's look at the example. Works assigned into the corner shows Campbell Joseph's book's title, like this. And in this space, you need to be careful that the family name comes first. The first name comes next. And you need a comma between these names, okay? Second, when you use two books or two or more articles from one author, then you don't need to write the author's name again. In such a case, you just need to write ///. All right. Okay, let's look at the third one. If there are two or more authors, you need to show all the authors' names. And you put "and" before the final author. Okay. And this is how you show the volume number and issue number. And this is how you show publishment year. You see that the year 2002 is bracketed in this way, right? Okay, look at the last example. This article comes from a scientific journal, and it has a definite page numbers. So from the page 1 to page 14 were the pages for this article. So you need to write this page information. Okay. All right. So let's look at what we should do for this coming 2 weeks. Okay. You already finished your writing drafts, okay, and that these drafts were written in 2 pages, right? And I am now preparing the comments to everyone. So first, look at those comments, and after that, please start writing final papers. Most of the rules are the same, when we wrote draft papers. But just one thing is different. First, download a new file, and one, replace all the X's, and two, this is the different thing, show sentences and figures in 4 pages. Okay, when you wrote the draft, it was 2 pages, but this time I'd like you to use 4 pages, because you probably want to explain your ideas in more detail, right? This final paper is where you do that, okay? For the first time, you will have enough space to show the detail of your ideas. 3, write works cited corner in pages 4 and 5. 4, check and erase all the comments. Okay. All right. Deadline. Submit your Word file or PDF file by 2021 January 26th, Tuesday, midnight. Okay. This will be the last task or last assignment of this course, and this assignment has a lot of allotted point. Suppose we have 100 points in this course, and if you want to get grade, if you want to get credit, you should get 6 points or more than that. These final papers will be given, you will be given 40 points at most. Okay, so if you fail to submit this final paper, then it means you will lose your credit. However, on the contrary, if you get the points that is close to 40 points in this final paper, it means that you almost get 100 points. Okay, this means that you will get S or A+ in the final grade of this course, right? So I would like you to make a big effort to write these papers. Okay, I will be looking forward to reading all of your papers. All right, that's all for today. Thank you very much.